my presentation, after so much time debating on what to do, I decided on this. How can I, Ben Carney, these are two pictures of me. How can I get more females? Should I play Xbox more, or should I go outside more? In the beginning, it was hard to find an idea, you guys, okay? I went through Fortnite. LeBron is in Fortnite. The Rock is in Fortnite. I wanted to do how many victory royales do you get, and how does that compare to getting women? But that's impossible to get data for, you guys. That was a fun idea, but again, hard to get data for. So then I settled on a boring idea, like football, passing yards, rushing yards. How does that equate to winning? But people, the data was super easy to find, yet it was so boring to do. I could not do that. So I compromised. I was halfway happy. I did something that was easy to find data for, yet kind of fun to do, but not my original idea. So, how do I become more like this guy? How do I get to kiss more women on the forehead? I've never done before. How do I become more like him? Do I play more with LeBron in Fortnite? Do I exercise more like this guy? Do I watch more Breaking Bad? How do I get more females? That is the question right here. So, data collection. Oh my gosh. This guy right here, Mr. DeBooth. You know, I sent my survey to probably 50 plus people, and I wanted to do like a wide range of ages. Like, shout out Mr. Barrett for answering my survey so I could get a distribution of ages, but pretty sure it was 9 senior boys that answered my survey, and then 1 teacher, which is Mr. Barrett. But no, I sent it to Mr. DeBooth, who looks like a criminal in this picture. I sent it to Mr. Brazel, Mr. Rex Dexter, but none of them answered. I couldn't get adults to answer my survey, people. And it was very reliable. Mr. Barrett told me I needed 10 responses, and I got exactly 10 responses, which kind of stunk. But anyways, got my data through Google Forms, surveys, emails, like everyone else did. Like I said, difficult to get responses, but easy to collect the data because it literally does it for you. Okay? What I found out is that people my age don't really play many video games anymore. As you can see up here, here's my table. Only 1 person plays 18 hours of video games a week. It's pretty amazing. But you know, big props to everyone who answered this. Every single person exercises, even 1 hour a week. That counts. Someone exercises 18 hours a week. And I looked at the data. The person that exercises 18 hours a week was the person who has had 0 significant others. So the thing that I'm concluding here is that a nice, humble, quiet guy will always finish last. The girls don't want a guy that works out a ton, which is weird. That's not what I wanted to find here. Here we go. Graphs. Wow, look at those graphs. Pretty sure there's like 3 data points on there because I got 10 responses. But here's our video games per week on the x-axis, and here is the y-axis, number of significant others, pulled in your entire life. So as you can see here, there's really 0 correlation at all. Same with this graph down here. You see that as you play more video games a week, you get less significant others, but the people who play a lot, but not the most, they get a lot of significant others. So how does that work? And then ours exercise, like I said, the guy that exercises a lot got 0 significant others, yet the people who exercise in the middle, they get a decent amount. So that doesn't really make sense. There really isn't any correlation between either of these two. So I concluded I probably needed to get more people to respond or more truth to my responses because as some of my friends told me, they didn't answer honestly and they put random numbers in the survey, which is rude. Moving on. So here are my numerical summaries and interpretations of the data. This is my least squares regression line for both the video games and the significant others and how much you exercise and the significant others, and those are my sentences. Standard deviation of residuals is 1.8 for this one and 1.7 for the other one. Very similar, so it was hard to decipher between the two. And here was the funny thing, R squared. I spent so much time on this because I thought it was wrong, but then I figured, you know what? Just because it's really small doesn't mean it's wrong. That just means that my data was really, really flawed because I had 10 responses. So anyways, as you can tell, these 2 numbers being tiny doesn't really account for much correlation between the 2 significant others, video games, and exercise and significant others. Moving on, residual flaws. For video games and significant others, here these two are. My calculator was tweaking so much. This yellow line was showing up on every single graph. Don't know why it was there. Just ignore it. These are just my residual plots. And I remembered my friend Saul up there from Breaking Bad. It's all good, man. Even if you have a yellow line in your residual plot, who cares? You got the project done anyways. And my conclusion, playing outside was the winner. And yes, even though I answered my own survey and I play video games, there's my proof. I go outside. This picture was taken last week, actually, and this is me and my friend Jack playing outside. But the question is, how do I not pull women? I've been in a little bit of a drought for 18 years. How do I? So, anyways, my conclusion, both variances were tiny. Exercise did have a higher R squared though, so therefore I think if you exercise more, you'll get more women at the end of the day. But common sense speaks for itself. You know, obviously the guys who don't shower, don't go outside, they're not going to get as much women as people who do play outside. But the limitations, as I mentioned before, I had a small sample size, inaccurate numbers from people who didn't tell the whole truth, and a limited demographic. It was basically only 17, 18-year-old boys. But the biggest takeaway, my friend Quincy Terry told me this quote, everybody. At the end of the day, you don't ask a fish how to catch a fish. You ask a fisherman how to catch a fish. So you ask a So that's why you ask Quincy Terry how to get more girls.
Don't ask me to do nothing. I don't know what he's talking about.
But yeah, it's common sense. Just fellas, be outgoing. Go get your girl. There's fish in the sea everywhere, just like Quincy Terry.